Hello developers, welcome back. In the last video we have seen the how we can upgrade your existing Vue 2 app into the Vue 3. Today in this lesson we will see composition API, that is the major feature added into the Vue 3. So let's start. Before moving ahead, a quick reminder, if you are new to this channel, hit the red subscribe button and press bell icon so when I upload new videos you get notified. Now let's start. So first let's create a new Vue app. Vue create Vue 3 app, and here I will select Vue 3 preview, hit enter. Now it's installed. So cd Vue 3 app, and let's open this in the editor. Next, npm run serve. Now let's open this in a browser, and here we have a Vue 3 app. I'm going to show you composition API using a simple to-dos example. I have already created it using option API. Let's see. So in the editor, in the source directory, here in the components, here I'll create to-dos list.vue, and here I'm going to paste the simple to-dos example which is created using the option API. This option API is completely valid in Vue 3, that you are already familiar with the Vue version 2. Now in the app.vue, let's remove this and remove this, and here I'll say import component to-dos list. Right here, let's remove this hello world and paste to-dos list. Next in the template and display the to-do list component. Now go to the browser, refresh, and here we have the component. Here the style is messed up, so first thing right here, let's remove the text align center. That looks better. Let's zoom it a little bit. Now that's better. Here in this component we can add new to do, we can toggle its status, we can delete this, and here we can track the completed to-dos and pending to-dos. Let's review its code. So in the to-do list component, here we have a data property, and it has a new task which is defined right here to track the new to-do item. And here we have to-dos array property that has the list of to-do items, and each to-do item has title and its completed status, either true or false. Next, here we have a computer property to track the completed and pending to-dos count, and here we have a method add task which is going to push new to-do item into this to-dos array. And here in this delete task method we can delete to do item. And next is the method toggle task status, where we can toggle the status of the to do item. I have created this component in the Vue.js basic tutorial series. If you are new in Vue.js, I will definitely recommend you to watch that series. I will put the link of it in the video description. Now I'm going to convert this option API into the new composition API. Now let's start creating composition API. So here I'll create a new file. Let's say todos list v3, and here I will add the new composition API. So here let's generate the Vue component structure, and here I will say an h2 tag composition API. Now let's register this in the Vue app. So here I'll say to-do list v3 and add this right here. Now I'm going to display it in the template tag, and here it has rendered our second component. Let's add this side by side. So here I'm going to add div, and here I'll add style, display, flags, justify, content, space around, and then div, and in this div we will have the to-dos list which is in option API. In the next div I will add to-dos list v3. Now let's go to the browser and see how it looks, and here we have two components side by side. Now let's implement this. Let's close this. Now here in the composition API we need setup method, and this setup method going to run before view components, props, data, methods, computed property and lifecycle, and this is the entry point for the composition API. Now any functions or properties that need to be used in the template should go in the setup, since this is how they are returned to the template. Now here in the option API, the first thing we need is these data properties, but now in composition API we don't need this data function. Instead of this data function we will use reactive or ref. So here let's say we have a const state. For now I'm going to use reactive. In the next lesson we will see ref option as well. So here I'll say reactive, and here you can see it has automatically pulled in reactive from the view. And next here I'll define object, and then I'm going to copy these options from here data property to this reactive, and here we have state, and that state has new task and to do's. We always have to return that in the end, which is going to be used in the templates. So here I'll say return, and in the object we will pass state. Now I will get this UL and paste that in this template tag, and this UL has a to-dos class. Let's copy the style as well from here. Next in the li, here we have for loop, and that is iterating the old to-dos item that we have defined right here. Because this to-dos is in the state variable, so here we need to say state dot to-dos. Now let's go to browser, and here it has displayed the to-dos items. Now if we open the inspect tool, and in console no error so far, but if we click on these items definitely we will get error, because these toggle task status function is not defined. So let's add this. So here I'm going to this option API. In the methods here we have toggle task status, so I'm going to copy it, and right here in the setup method here I'll add function and the toggles task status. This function accepts the task and toggles its status. Now that is going to be used in the template, so we have to return it from here, and this function is used right here. When we click on this title of the task, it toggles its status. Now see, and it is working. Now if we try to delete this, of course it will give error, because we also need to create delete task function. So let's go to the editor. Here is the delete task function. Let's copy this, and then right here let's paste this, and here we need to say function delete task and remove this comma, save it. Now here see this, in this delete task it is trying to fetch to-dos item using this keyword, and in the setup method this keyword is not available. So here we cannot use this keyword right here in this function, and this to-dos property is in the state variable. So here we need to say state dot to-dos, and here also state dot to-dos. Now we need to return this and save it. This delete task function is used right here on this delete button. Now go to browser and try to delete this. It is working absolutely fine. Now our next step is to add this input field. So in the to-dos component, let's go to the template, and here is the input field. Let's copy this and add it right here just below the UL tag. Here we have v model new task, which we have already created, and then on key press enter, and we have executed add task. So we need to create this function also. Here is the add task function. Let's copy it, and here I'll say function and paste add task function. Now here we cannot use this keyword. This new task is in the state variable, so state dot new task. Here also state dot todos. This also state dot new task, and when it is pushed, clear the new task. Now go to browser. Add task is defined but never used. I just forgot to return this like this. Now here we have input field, add new task. It is not working. Let's refresh and see. No, it is not working. And that is because here we need to say state dot new task, and this time it is working. We can add new task, we can toggle its status, delete new items. Next we will create these computed properties. So here is the computed property. So first from the template, let's copy this and paste it right here. Let's add this completer to-dos count and comment this. So here I'll say const completer to-dos count is equal to create computed property. Here I will say computed, and you will see that it is imported right here from the Vue library. And in this computed function, here I'll pass arrow method. And next let's copy this and paste it right here, and instead of this we will say state.todos. Now go to browser. Forget to return this, and it's done now. And here it has printed the completed to-dos. Toggle its status. Now we have to add more to-dos, change its status, and it is working. We have 4 completed to-dos. Similarly, let's create computed property for pending as well. So uncomment this, and here I'll say const pending to-dos count is equal to computed, and add the arrow function, and here I will return this right here. Here is the state of to-dos. Now go to browser. Again I forgot to return it, and here we go, we have pending to-dos. Add more. Now we have 3 pendings. Change its status, and it is working. And here we are. We have successfully converted the option API into the composition API. Next we will see the props. We can define the props option same as we used to define in the Vue 2. For example, let's say title, which is going to be string, and I will display this title right here. And now in the app.view, here I'll pass title is equal to title from props. Now go to browser, and here it has printed the title. Now what if we need to access this prop here in the setup method? For that, in the setup method, it is going to accept props, and now we can access this title as props.title. Let's see. So here I am going to console log props.title, and here it is console message. Let me zoom a little bit, and here is the console message. And this setup method also accept context, and using this context we can access the context.attributes parent or emit root nodes. Let's console log context and see what is inside this. Go to browser, and this is a object, and if we see, here is the attributes emit slots. We don't need this, so let's remove it. In the setup method, you always have to remember that anything which is going to be accessed in the template must be returned. So here we also provide an alternative solution for this as well. Instead of declaring this setup method, in the script right here we will say setup. Now we don't need this setup method, so let's remove it. And in the end, we also don't need this return statement, and remove this. And now we need to export every property from here. Export completed to-dos, export pending to-dos, export this add task function, next export delete task, and finally export toggle task status. Now go to browser, refresh, and here we go, it is working. We can add new to-do item, toggle status, we can delete status, everything is working. And here the title is missing, and that is coming from the props. So to fetch the prop item, we need to define export default, and here we will say props, and this prop has title. Now go to browser, and now the prop title is printed. Now let's go back to the setup function. The one thing I forgot to mention that we have created the computer property like this. We can define this computer property in the reactive function also, which will be little more organized. So let's see this. So here I'll say completed to-dos count, and it is going to be this. Let's paste it. Now we don't need this. Similarly, this pending to-dos count, and paste this computed option right here. Now we don't need this, and we also don't need to return it from here. And finally, right here we need to say state dot completed to-dos count and state dot pending to-dos count. Now go to browser, and it works exactly same. Now here the all our options are in the state variable. So in the template we have to access these properties using state dot and then the property name. But sometimes you don't want that. You want to access directly by property name instead of calling every time state dot and then property name. So how you can do that? The first thought to implement this will be using spread operator to return this state from here like this, but it will not work. This spread operator will remove the reactivity of these properties. Let's see. So here instead of state.todos, we will call to-dos, and then here is the new task. Now we will remove state from this completed and pending to-dos count. Now go to browser, and now if I try to add any property, it will not work. I removed the item, but the completed and the pending status did not change because it has lost the reactivity. So how we can implement that? So for that, first we will convert this into the refs using toRefs, and then we pass the state, and then we will use spread operator like this. Now go to browser, and it has error, toRefs is not defined. That is because it has not imported right here. Now it works. We can add new item, toggle status, and it works exactly same. This is all in this lesson. In the next lesson we will use ref property instead of this reactive, and we will see what is the difference between reactive and ref. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe us. See you in the next lesson.